I got a chance to visit London. I was fortunate enough.
You are 16, you are a school dropout.
Yes. Leading team of 12 plus 11 students. So that's what my spark point was. So a very huge package there, like it was around 50 I started almost at the age of 8. When I was 8, there was a school competition being organized there.
So hello everyone, we are yet here again with Job Out Stories, and today we have Nikhil Garg, who is the founder of ByteCube and Advisely. So let's have an introduction from him first and then we'll move forward.
Hi guys, my name is Nikhil. I'm 16 years old. I'm Emerging Ventures Fellow. I have won $25,000 grant. I run an IT company called ByteCube here in Agra. It has 15 plus employees, and now I'm moving towards my second venture. Its name is Advisely. It helps study abroad counselors to write their students' SOP, college essays, and other documents using AI. That helps them increase their chances of going into better university. Yeah, so that's a bit about myself, and we have raised funding for this as well. So yeah.
So Nikhil, I've read, means after reading your LinkedIn and everything, I was very much intrigued to have a word with you precisely.
Yeah.
So the thing was कि पहला चीज after having the talk as well, पहला चीज that clicked me that you're only 16 first. So पहली बात मतलब you are 16, you are a school dropout.
Yeah.
So उस थोड़ी जर्नी को बताओ कि मतलब कैसे why you decided to drop out from the school and why you shifted from this from the childhood towards making yourself as a founder.
So yeah, it's a very pretty long journey that I have been through. I started all this at the age of 8. When I was 8, there was a school competition being organized there. It was named as IRC by Avishkar.
Okay.
And there, what happened is there were levels of teams: junior, senior, mid, and there I got senior level position. Okay, and I was leading team of 12th or 11th grade students. So that's what was my spark point was. So we won that competition at national level in Prayagraj. Then I got a chance to visit London. I was fortunate enough, and then I got interest like this. I started into Arduino and coding and all. Eventually did it for some time. Calculus and derivatives, all these things were a huge headache for me. So I eventually dropped out this machine learning and AI idea. Then got into other fields: digital marketing, web development, app development. Eventually my focus stood out at app development. Then I polished my skills in OneStack and React Native.
Okay.
And I did freelancing for some years.
Okay.
And then after doing freelancing, I got an opportunity to work with Northstar Technologies in Mumbai.
Okay.
I was working as a team lead there. I was leading a team of 9 developers. And I got a very huge package there, like it was around 50 LPA. So for that, I got a lot of podcast offers and all.
Okay.
Yeah.
So at that time when you were leading a team, what was your age? Means
40.
You were 14 at
Yeah.
that age. So first of all, I'd like to ask, it was your decision to drop out from the school, right? So was there any difficulties that you faced from your parents? Means were they okay with it? Were they any difficulties that you faced?
Eventually, I had to convince them, but yeah, they were very supportive. I must say that. Yeah.
Okay, that's truly fantastic. Specifically, when you were leading a team of 9 developers, and I guess for a 14-year kid to have this much means at the age of 14 you've achieved a lot, and now at the age of 16 you're already having 2 startups in hand. So moving forward, you as a founder means you're very young for a founder, means there might be any stances where you have been taken lightly, you might have been taken lightly. So any situations like these you might have gone through?
Yeah, that's why I started with work experience first. If I would have started my company at first time only, I would have definitely failed, and I would have been taken lightly by investors, developers, and eventually clients. But what kept me motivated and what kept me distinct from other competitors is I had good experience. I did freelancing for 3 years. I led a team and then eventually run my IT company. Then I won. So yeah, I was not taken by lightly by anyone else, because eventually instead I was I was taken overhyped by some people, because according to them, if I'm able to do this much at the age of 16, they would like to bet me on me instead of betting on some IITian who is 30 or 35, because they say they are 30 and 35, they are doing that at that age, and you're doing it 16. So we have a belief in you. You're like, you can do this. So that's how it started.
That's really interesting, and because many a time we have heard that most of the companies, they prefer IITs and IIMs guy.
Yeah.
So you being a part of that particular corporate where you're not being taken lightly, but you are being face to face, you are means face to face heading with those IIT guys, that is very much good. So I guess it was a big thing for you as well, for your startup,
Yeah.
receiving an Imagine grant. So tell us about it, how you started, means how you got it specifically.
Okay. So I start like this, where I ended last time. So like as I told you, I was leading a team there, and good package and all. So it eventually catch the eyes of good podcast channels, and I got featured
Okay.
in big YouTubers and got
Okay.
viral on there.
Okay.
Okay, so that's how it got started, and I was working with the founder directly in that job role.
Okay.
So I got everything as an idea, like how all these companies are working. So I thought, if I can do it for someone else, why can't I set up my company? Even if it fails, I have nothing to lose,
Yeah.
and I can start it for myself as well. So that's how I started with this IT company. As I told you, I got good attention from YouTubers and all.
Mhm.
So it acted as a good publicity stunt for me, and
Okay.
I got good projects, and we were clocking good amount of revenue, like very good. I mean, so that's when I applied for this Emerging Ventures grant.
Mhm.
That, see, I'm running this company, I'm having this much employees, this much revenue, this much profits. If
Okay.
you provide me with this opportunity and network,
Mhm.
I would definitely take it 100x further.
Okay.
So that's how I pitched Emerging Ventures, and I would be fortunate. I was fortunate enough that I got this grant, and
Okay.
I'm really grateful to them. So they asked me some questions, and I answered them, and
Okay.
eventually, I must say, like 25 lakhs is not a big amount.
Yeah.
I can't build houses, I can't buy car and
Mhm.
anything in 25 lakhs. It's a small amount, but the amount of network that I've got is insane. I am working directly with uh, multiple Shakti founders. I'm working with directly those who have built millions of dollars company, and eventually I know a unicorn founder as well through that group.
Okay.
So the network that I got provided with is insane. I mean, it's insane. I got a lot of opportunities to be called out for co-founding. I got connections to investors, warm intros. You know, like if I am directly pitching investor, nobody will be giving
Hmm.
so much of attention.
It is, yeah.
But if a portfolio company which has already generated 100x returns for their investor,
Mhm.
if they introduce me to them, they would be definitely like to invest. So
Yeah.
all these things, I'm really grateful to Emerging Ventures for this network.
So okay, so you generated a huge network, I believe.
Yeah.
So and why Advisely? Now you're moving towards Advisely, means you're coming up with Advisely as well.
Right.
So how did you come up with Advisely? What was the main aim behind it?
Yeah, so it started like as I told you, like it's everything is connected here. Like I had a great interest in robotics, as I told you,
Hmm.
but eventually I couldn't do it because of maths and all.
Mhm.
I was not able to do that. And now at this time, I was helping my clients while
Mhm.
running ByteCube to create their MVP and raise funding. So I was like, I'm doing everything. I'm from the ideation to the seed round.
Hmm.
I am heading everything for that client,
Okay.
and the money is taken away by the client.
Clients, yeah.
So why not I do it for myself?
Okay.
So at this time I started thinking of ideas, brainstorming and all.
Okay.
So it started like this,
Okay.
and then this time I was having booths and all.
Okay.
But outside something wild was happening. ChatGPT got introduced
Yeah.
and all.
Yeah.
Generative AI was on
Mhm.
its peak,
Yeah.
and I eventually want to enter this
Hmm.
bust bubble. So
Yeah.
that's how I got introduced to this. So I thought, let's do it. Let's take a risk. Let's keep the operations aside.
Mhm.
Let's put Advisory on focus, and let's start with it. Generative AI is on next big thing that is going to happen. So that's how I started
Okay,
Advisory.
great. So I believe how you means the working of ByteCube only helped you for the Advisely,
Yeah.
and pitching means you have received the grant, means you've received a grant for Advisely as well, right?
Yeah,
It is not a grant, I guess. Sorry.
funding.
So,
Yeah.
so you have received a funding for Advisely as well, and I believe you might have इसका जो आपका जो पूरा रहेगा वो ByteCube ने ही थोड़ा हेल्प किया होगा, because you were providing means from everything to the founders as well, no?
Yeah.
So उसकी वजह से आपको पिचिंग करने के लिए बहुत इजी रहा होगा Advisely का भी. इसमें कुछ आया था चीज इसमें, मतलब ByteCube ने Advisely का जो आपने जो स्टार्टअप करा है उसको पिच करने के लिए हेल्प किया, मतलब आपका एक्सपीरियंस जो था.
Yeah, that absolutely. Like it's a huge thing, no? Like I have a proven track record. See, I have done this much.
Hmm.
Otherwise, anybody can go and ask people like, hey, take my product. Hey, invest in me. But if you don't have any proven track record, how would somebody bet on you?
better.
Yeah, that's something which might like.
और कुछ दमदार सोचा है आगे लेकर आने के लिए कि मतलब अभी तो इधर रुकोगे नहीं स्पेसिफिकली?
Yeah, absolutely. मेरा विजन है 5 साल में इस कंपनी को एटलीस्ट 30 मिलियन वैल्यूएशन पे ले जाना.
ओके,
This is what I vision right
ओके,
now.
नाइस,
And then I want to get it merged with some good player.
गुड प्लेयर.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then next 5 years, I will be thinking ahead what's the future is in.
It-
I'll take a break. At
Mhm.
that time, my age will be 20. I'll be spending my time for 20 to 25 age. I would be just sitting and thinking what to do with my life.
Huh.
But still, I have some plans that I want to let you know. At 25, I have a plan. I want to do ocean research. I have a good interest in that. Like,
Okay.
I want to run some offshore sea company for myself. So
Nice.
yeah, that's what I want to do. That's is something which I want to do out of passion. There's
Mhm.
nothing to do with money. So that's what I think right now.
Mhm.
After ocean, I want to deep dive into some AI projects as well. Like
Okay.
this is a generative AI project,
Okay.
but now I want to enter in hardware as well, like
Okay.
hardware products and bots specifically designed for mails
Yeah.
for relationships. That's
So
what I think.
you would like to move ahead with robotics as well, क्योंकि
Yeah.
robotics भी बहुत ज़्यादा है. मतलब if you see Japan की जो technology obviously हमसे आगे ही रहती है
Right.
इंडिया से, but इंडिया भी पीछे नहीं है. We are also creating our own bots and all. So मतलब at some time you would be looking to enter this particular field as well, robotics. तो आपका
Absolutely.
starting same रहा है.
हाँ, absolutely. वो तो end goal है ही, मतलब that's what I think.
हाँ. So means being at 16 you might मतलब आप सुबह से लेकर अपना पूरा ध्यान अपने बाइट क्यूब और एडवाइसली में देते होगे. There's a particular time when you take your time out for yourself. So what at that particular time आप क्या करना पसंद करते हो instead of coding and all?
Okay, that's a pretty good question. I mean, यार ऐसे तो बहुत चीजें I do. Like I love driving cars.
हम्म.
Cars is my passion. First thing. Second, I love watching movies. I do that as well.
Mhm.
I love traveling. I go to Gurgaon every weekend, Saturday, Sunday.
Uh-huh.
And apart from that, yeah, that's all I do, I guess, on in the free time.
So may I know you have friends of your age or majorly the founders and all?
Founders and all majorly, because I am not able to meet the mindset of a 14-year guy. Like they are like, "तूने ये person देखा वो देखा." That's all they do. I do that obviously.
Yeah, basically. So give me a moment, please. Okay. So just a minute. सिर्फ एज के अलावा मीन्स इफ वी कीप द एज फैक्टर असाइड what else, what other questions are majorly you being asked? Means अगर देखा जाए if someone is meeting you for the first time, age को ना देखें तो उसके अलावा something ऐसा कोई अच्छा question आपको लगा है कि someone has asked you और जहाँ पर आपको लगा हो कि I am very much intrigued to answer that particular question. मतलब लोग जैसे you are a young founder तो basically सब लोग ये पूछते हैं अरे you are very young, इतनी जल्दी ये कर लिया, बट एज को ना देखते हुए ऐसा कुछ ऐसा क्वेश्चन है जो सबको ऐसा है कोई क्वेश्चन की जो इंट्रीग किया हो आपको?
Intrigued as in मतलब intrigued I didn't got. What do you mean by that?
इंट्रीग मतलब मेरा ये कहने का है कि मतलब ऐसा कोई क्वेश्चन जो मतलब एज तो होता है
हाँ.
कि सब लोग एज पे आ जाते हैं,
हाँ.
पर ऐसा ही कोई अटपटा क्वेश्चन जो आप पे किया हो एज के अलावा, अरे तुम तो 16 साल के हो, तुमने अभी से ऐसा ये सब कुछ कर लिया, ये सब कुछ कर लिया, बट एज के अलावा कोई ऐसा क्वेश्चन और पूछा गया हो, ऐसा कोई क्वेश्चन?
यार ऐसे तो मतलब बहुत होते हैं. ऐसे एक जैसे sometime I got an question by a founder. He asked me what is my north star of life. So वो it helped me a lot. मतलब वो north star of life सोचने की वजह से मैं 5 दिन deep thinking में चले गया. So yeah, बहुत questions होते हैं ऐसे I guess.
So any idol you have? Means you said that you started on your own, everything you did everything on your own, but अगर आपने YouTube videos वगैरह भी देखी है तो there might be someone you very much follow. So is there a human being that you're following right now?
I'm not like that guy who makes somebody their god. Like this is somebody I want to follow passionately. I'm like believe in your thinking. See everybody, do what you want to do. मतलब कहते हैं ना कि सुनो सबकी करो अपने मन की. That's what I do. मतलब I listen to everybody. I'll keep taking some things which I want to take out of good founders. For example, somebody is building SaaS in B2B. That guy is motivation for building that, and I take his learnings for that. But probably he's not good in technology, so why would I follow him.
Follow him. Right.
I would take technology advice from somebody else.
Okay.
So yeah, everybody is different in terms of mentors. I have multiple mentors in multiple fields. Like I'm not stuck on anybody single.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. SaaS is very much pretty much popular right now. Everyone, majority जो भी आपके IT वगैरह के सेक्टर हैं के लोग हैं वो SaaS में निकलना चाह रहे हैं. Means there are many startup founders who are coming up with SaaS technology as only. So कोई ऐसा relatively मतलब कोई advice जो उनको आप दे सकते हो specifically for budding startups जिनको जो भी start करना है who are looking ahead in the startup SaaS field.
Okay, that's a pretty good, interesting question. Let me start from the basics.
Hmm.
So generally, good products are built over three things: technology, people, and revenue. If you have these three, you are definitely going to become a good company in future. Okay, so start by the people. Start building your network. Start working on your profile as well. Don't be like you are just intern level and you want to do product based startup and all. Nothing. You are not going to be able to do anything. Matlab, I think this is the major mistake that Bangalore people make. That there are three major things that makes a company great: people, technology, revenue. So I'll start with the people. So as a people concept says, there are three H in this concept: hipster, hacker, and hustler. Hustler stands for sales guy. Hipster stands for UI UX guy who understands users' pain points, solutions, and all. And hacker stands for the technology guy. If these three guys are there in your team, you are definitely going to become a company. So try to build a team like this. And you guys must be so good in your domains. I mean, if you are not good enough, you will not be able to make something big.
Okay.
This is first thing on team.
Okay.
Then technology. Technology should not be leveraged as that there needs to be any human who is guiding, or like I see like many people calling them SaaS, whereas they just provided a software above which eventually human has to guide user on. So why is it a SaaS? You have to actually talk to users for this. So this is not SaaS. So make your technology very good. I mean very, by very I mean very, like technology is something which helps you to scale to millions of users. I'm a huge fan of technology because I'm doing it from 8 years. So yeah, that's on technology. Then revenue. If you are able to do these two things very good, then the only thing where you can get stuck is, and where I think most of the people get stuck is revenue. Like I feel people spend more time on engineering and building products as we are engineers. So we are mostly into building tech and all. So we lack that thing of humility, like talking to customers and actually understanding their problem. So what comes is they create the product, they keep it in their Zello, and eventually when it get launched, they are not able to get any traction and they are not able to survive. Yeah. So from the day one, when you're building anything, just think of an idea, run ads for it, and see if you have a good CTR for this. If you are having a good CTR, that means it's a good
product or any service you're providing.
And then learn a thing called build before sale. Sale before build.
Okay.
Yeah. So eventually, even before building the product, just take some advance amounts like 2,000 for probably being in waitlist. If somebody is already in your waitlist, that means this product is going to work very well.
Okay.
Do these things. Then build a product. Launch first MVP. Don't overcomplicate things. Don't make next Amazon right now. Just build a very simple prototype and launch it with the users. Then get feedback and then build. That's something which I did as well. Like I wasted my 6 months of this. I was keeping building the product, and eventually the revenue didn't came, and then we changed the model and it worked out. So that's how it works. So I would suggest go on the market. I used to think like on computer, like this is the market size. These many students go abroad, multiply by this X, Y amount of revenue I can get and all this. Just computer research. But that is all waste. Like only research that works out is standing in the market in front of a customer and talking like them. Like just talk to them like hell. Like don't be stupid building on computer. So that's what I think of this.
So precisely, if in terms of a Gen Z lingo, means if you're not able to create that FOMO in front of your clients, you're not able to do anything. That's pretty much interesting. So specifically, as a 16-year-old, you are providing so much insights about how the startup founders can create, and the three T's, basically 3 T's. क्या था? Three
Three T's,
T's, yeah.
Yeah.
The 3 T's that you provided are means, I guess this is a precise information for those founders, and I guess they should indulge with these.
Yeah.
Okay. So lastly, a single line, a single thing you would means a single word that you would describe yourself.
Never give up.
Okay. So with this motto of never give up, we will be ending our podcast with Nikhil Garg. Jobbat Stories will be signing off now. Thank you.